Hey guys, so Jake and I just started a fundraiser for Feeding Westchester, which is an organization devoted to providing safe and free meals for people in our area. And in times like these, where there's a lot of economic turmoil and money is getting pretty scarce, these organizations can really help ameliorate the issue. So far we've raised over $600, which is amazing, but I think we can do even more. So if you'd like to help out or donate money or share or spread the word, it'd be amazing. And we've linked the GoFundMe page in the description below if you'd like to help out. Of course, it's not required, but if you could help out, it would mean the world to us. So on to the podcast.
Hello, everybody, from near and far. Welcome to the ADIOS SENOR podcast. My name is Jake Wild, along with my co-pilot,
Alex Dempsey, and today we have a fantastic guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. My name is Shea Gordon. I'm coming to you from New York in my room. Very happy to be here. Very excited.
All right.
Look forward to
happy to have you on.
Wonderful content.
We are happy to have you on.
Of course.
Definitely.
Ecstatic, one might say.
Right. He is ecstatic. He's I don't even know. He's euphoric. He's euphoric. Okay. All right, Shay. So we're very happy to have you here. A great friend of mine and Alex's. So yes. Definitely good to have you on the
Keeping
podcast.
Up with the good grammar here.
Of course.
Yes.
Earlier today, Jake mixed up a question mark and an exclamation point.
I did do that.
But it's all right.
We
bounced back.
I felt Dempsey was being a bit aggressive.
Okay.
Dempsey tends to be a little bit aggressive when he gets riled up.
I don't think I'm getting riled up. I would
you seem like you're getting a little riled up. Why don't we take some
ease up on that?
Okay.
Yes. All right, Shay. Let's start it out. I guess we'll just start out with a pretty basic question, right, but something that I think is important. So, how's your quarantine? How have you been dealing with this crisis?
I watched your last podcast, and you opened up with the same question. That's a little.
We open up with the same question every time
because it's important.
My quarantine's going on. It's all right. I'm dealing with the same struggles that I think a lot of people are going through.
Right.
Feeling pretty cooped up. General sense of anxiety, one to kind of get going.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a nice time to step back and focus on yourself, and I think focus on the little things and just the small things that you could do every day to make you happier and healthier.
Totally.
Yeah, I agree. So have you had some time to reflect, I'd say? Yeah,
I think so. I think definitely for the viewers who don't know, I'm not a senior. I just I'm finishing up my freshman year at college, and
the college is in the back, like the pennant.
Yes, definitely the college lifestyle, especially. It's very fast paced. There's constant social interaction, meeting new people.
Yeah,
feeling like you gotta do everything all the time and always be putting yourself out there. So it's nice to just take a step back and consider the things that you really value and that are really important to you and that you want to keep in your life long term. Because often I think when life is so busy, you get caught up in the little things every day, and now is a good time to just kind of take a look at the big picture, see really what you want to maintain in your life
100%
going forward.
I remember you'd mentioned to me that you felt like college in a way is a bit of sensory overload. So you felt like have you definitely felt a huge change? Has it felt even more exaggerated now coming from college?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's something you get used to like everything else. But definitely going in as a freshman in college, it's a whole new thing because there's there's no kind of, even if you go back to your room for some alone time, there's always people there. There's always the opportunity for some kind of social interaction. But I think a lot of people, the reason they struggle is because they look around and they see these other people doing all these different things, and they think, I need to be doing everything. I need to be excelling at everything. But in reality, everybody's struggling with that, and everyone's trying to find that good balance. So
you find that
obviously this is the exact opposite of that. But I think it's nice after months of kind of having. I mean, I'm definitely a little bit more of an introvert, where I need kind of my space to digest things and to recover from social interaction. But at the same time, I miss it.
Was it hard to adapt back to this kind of lifestyle of being alone and like kind of being introverted all the time? Was it hard to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think as you go on in college, you find a way to make space for yourself, because if you can't, then you can't be healthy on a daily basis without making some kind of time for yourself. So I definitely Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, have you been keeping in touch with everybody from college?
I mean, I'm not the most technologically savvy. So I also,
to put it lightly,
I'm also not. It's hard for me in this time because I'm not. I don't function that well with online communication. Like, I've never been a texter. I've never been a Snapchatter. I'm not the biggest fan of like FaceTime. I really like kind of interpersonal interaction a lot better.
Totally.
It's a whole different experience, right? Because like, I feel like when you're face to face with someone, there's like a real experience there. But I don't know. I feel like FaceTime, it kind of lacks the realness. I think there's like
I think you can share something with someone when you're next to them.
Right.
You can share the experience with someone that you can't necessarily when you're on FaceTime. Also, I don't necessarily find a reason to force interaction with people. Like, if people are important to me and people are my true friends, I know and I trust that they're gonna stay in my life. So it is important to, of course, every now and then be able to see their face and just check in with them and everything. But I don't personally feel like I need to be constantly talking to people all the time, because that's not what I enjoy.
I get that. I wanted to ask you a little bit, to transition a little bit about your mom and her work and what she's doing during this time.
Yeah.
So do you want to explain a little bit?
Yeah. So my mom is a PA, which is a physician's assistant, for those of you who don't know, at New York Presbyterian in the city. And her job without all of this is already devastating and difficult enough. She deals with very late stage cancer patients. And while the doctors obviously play a huge role, they'll go by, they'll do their rounds like once a night and see them, but she's the person that's hands-on with them all the time. She's the one that's communicating with them, that's administering and providing drugs and making sure they're taken care of and comfortable. But now that coronavirus has become so big, they have dozens, if not hundreds, of corona patients, and she's had multiple people die under her watch. And she specifically told me that one of the hardest things is that families are not allowed to visit the hospital, which is really tough, because these people are completely alone. And also she gets to see, like, right in front of her eyes, the kind of weirdness of the virus, because there'll be two people of the exact same age and living in the same household together, and one person will be negative, and the other person will be dying from it. So yeah, it's tough because I can't see her up close, but she's definitely playing a big role, and I'm very proud of her.
Yeah, that's awesome though.
It's great that she's helping. Has she shared any stories with you about
like any
what's
like
coming,
experiences
about what's going
she's
on?
had?
Yeah, so she told me one story, kind of what I was touching on before, about a guy who has very, very late stage cancer, and he is originally from the United Kingdom, but he came to move in with his girlfriend in New York, and he basically, they knew he was going to die like very soon, because it was to the point where they couldn't really do anything else. And so what they wanted to do was get him like a private flight or helicopter or something back to his family so he could see his family. And his girlfriend was going to go with him, and they decided at the like right before he was going to leave that they were just going to test them both for COVID just to make sure. And they had been living together for months, and he didn't have it, and they were just like, well, why don't we test the girlfriend just to make sure? And she did have it, showing no symptoms at all, and so she wasn't allowed to go and go home with him, and so she had to say goodbye like right then. And that sounded really devastating, and it was just horrible, because this guy's dying of cancer, and like the virus didn't get to him or infect him at all, and she has no symptoms at all, but she's positive for it. So it's restricting like their ability to say goodbye.
Right.
That was tough to hear.
Yeah, I'm
sure. Definitely tough. I think we're hearing a lot of these like really sad stories, obviously, because it's a really, really hard time for everybody. And have you heard about, there's a hospital in the city, which one it was, it's playing like on like a happier side of it. Obviously it's heartbreaking, most of the stories that you hear, but I heard a story about one of the hospitals in the city plays Here Comes the Sun whenever they treat a patient over the loudspeakers in the hospital. Have you heard that?
It sounds nice. Also sounds like it could turn into like a hell kind of experience pretty soon. About like the 20th time you hear it, it doesn't turn into the happy-go-lucky song that we originally know it as.
Right.
Yes, it definitely can.
That's funny.
Be weird. Okay, to transition a little bit out of the heartbreaking stories that we've all heard. Have you been listening to any new music recently, or have you been listening to anything you'd recommend?
I have been listening to new music. I've been slowly kind of transitioning more towards I'm still in like I still listen to all of my indie crap, and I have to plug my boys Pine Grove, of course, because they're still at the top of my list. You haven't heard them, highly recommend. Wonderful group. But I started listening to a little bit more like up-tempo, kind of heavier guitar type stuff. Started listening to the band Modern Baseball. I don't know if you heard of them.
I've not heard of them.
They're a cool band. And then from there, I got drawn to one of the guys from that band has a solo group called Slaughter Beach Dog, which I really like.
I like these
I love the names.
I know the
these
names
indie
are so
bands.
Good.
Yeah. This other band called Microwave. Basically anything. If you're into indie music at all, go watch Audio Tree on YouTube.
Yeah.
Watch like the top live versions because not only are they like the top awesome indie bands, but the mixing for Audio Tree is incredible, and a lot of times the bands do cool arrangements that sound like even better than the live versions.
Totally.
Yeah,
and a lot of bands also have their Audio Tree recordings on their Spotify's and Apple Music's because it's mixed so well.
That's cool.
Do you know if it's the mixer from the band, or do you know if it's the mixer that comes in that like works for Audio Tree? Because I was watching the Tiny Desk Pine Grove.
Yeah.
Everybody I saw was commenting about how it was one of the best because of how it was mixed. So like how they said it was mixed and mastered like so perfectly that session. So is the mixed person independent to each like place that they're doing it, or is Pine Grove bringing that?
No, it's definitely the place. I don't even know if it's similar to like a live performance. They just have the ability to like, since it's recorded,
it's crazy
to like mess with it afterwards.
Cool.
But Audio Tree is consistent every time. Very
high quality. I'm sure.
Obviously, Tiny Desk is awesome too.
The Tiny Desks are so cool.
Tiny Desk just tends to be more, if you're into you want to hear more acoustic, kind of unplugged indie stuff. And
I feel like that's a little bit, Tiny Desk's a little bit more mainstream, I feel like.
It is a little bit more. You got to be a little bit bigger. Audio Tree will get the more up and coming.
Yeah, right.
Indie band. Obviously, I gotta plug Mom Jeans has a great Audio Tree set also. If you're into like some rockin',
again, the names, they just don't hold back.
Some rockin' like Midwest emo stuff. Some cool riffs.
There was another.
That is good.
There's another I'm trying to find. Oh, Paste Magazine. Have you seen any of theirs? Yeah, I like them.
The names, I just like
Paste Magazine's not a.
Paste Magazine is not a band.
Not a band, Alex. Although we might have to start the new band Paste Magazine now.
You guys should comment below if you think that me and Shea have some similar mannerisms, because I think being his friend,
can I comment on this for a second? Because
yes,
the mannerisms they come from me.
Yes.
They are originally mine. If you can see the way we emphasize different words when we
certain syllables,
and Dempsey really accentuates it as well.
Yeah.
especially when he's in his role as co-pilot here.
Have you noticed that?
that Dempsey accentuates his syllables. I was actually going to comment it on the first on the first
podcast.
Yeah, I don't think you should change it. I think it's wonderful.
No, I got my style
here.
I'm gonna
not your style. You also got to make sure you incorporate the hands as well.
Right.
Really make sure that you're.
Well, the hands are all the way down.
That's
my
more Grayson.
Well, Grayson's the jolty hand. He's jolt. Maybe you guys should ask Grayson to come on the podcast.
Maybe Grayson will hop on.
I would actually like to be there for that because I need to get back in touch with Grayson.
We'll make it happen.
You should get back in touch with Grayson.
I feel like maybe
maybe
I could be like the Joey Diaz to your Joe Rogan.
I think you should be the Beetlejuice to our Howard Stern.
Beetlejuice Howard Stern.
No, well, I'm the guy. I'm not always there, but sometimes I'm there to bounce some stuff off of me.
Totally.
Right.
Make some
here and there.
The guy, the funny looking guy to your Conan.
Exactly.
I forget. I don't know.
Is it Guillermo?
No,
Guillermo is
Jimmy
Kimmel.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, and then Jimmy Fallon. I'm the Roots to your Jimmy Fallon.
The Roots are great.
I'm the Questlove.
Yes, Questlove's great.
Well, actually, if you're the Roots, then could we hear you play something?
What a transition!
I know.
Seamless transition. What do you? Do you want to hear? You want to hear an original, or do you want to hear a cover?
Yeah, one of each.
One of each.
Let's hear one of each. We got
All
time
right,
for you.
Yeah.
I'll start with the cover. I've never played this before, but
Go for it.
I'm just gonna send it. This
We'll
is
send
Do it.
because I wanna plug this this Slaughter Beach Dog band.
Oh boy.
Go for it. Go for it.
I'm gonna Slaughter Beach Dog.
Yeah.
I like that it's two separate ideas. It's Slaughter Beach.
Yes, there's a comma there. That's very
Comma.
important.
Dog.
Enjoy the grammar.
All right. You won't leave the table. She won't leave your mind. Gotta get out of Ohio. Feeling short on time. Eyeball your inheritance. Dead stare at the bar. Put back one more. Stumble under the stars. We could fly to Ireland. You know I'm good for the ticket. Try to smirk, but you're smiling. You know I'll stick with it. Annie, I want you to marry me. We'll wait a few years. I don't mean to frighten you. Just wanna be clear. Oh, here we go. All right, so that's just a little snippet of that one.
That's great.
But I highly
I like
encourage
the
you
whistle
to
part.
check it out.
The whistle part's cool. I can't whistle, so
Really?
I cannot. No, I've tried.
All right, I'll play,
My brother can whistle really well, and he always does it to make fun of me.
What is that? No, we're not. No. Okay.
Oh no!
Kid Goldie's
no.
shameless plug.
Yes.
All right, I'll play an original I wrote.
Go for it.
I recently went into the woods with Dominique and Nate, and we came up with some harmonies to this. So
Very nice.
yeah,
Awesome.
that was very
Go for
nice.
it.
We wanna maybe add a fourth and fifth part harmony, perhaps.
Right.
All
A
right.
little bit of
Just let me
a.
know.
She may not be the one that I envisioned.
It's simple love. Just call it simple.
Simple Love? Should we do a live version?
All right, play your song.
There's a caveat in the center of the sun where fusion doesn't work its way out. Call it a dead spot or a big black hole, the remnants of a cloudy silhouette. You blink and it goes away. I look up, it's here to stay. There's a tightrope held taut in the night, connecting two places. It's just like a lost road, heading straight to the light, but you'd never take it. 'Cause you blink and it goes away. I look up, it's here to stay.
Gave my life over to a schedule plan. Familiar faces all tucked away inside this star-studded sand, filled up with everything that could have been. Filled up with everything that could have been. I'll hold on to you, hold on to what I've lost. Don't hold on to me, don't hold on to me. I'll hold on to you, hold on to what I've lost. Don't hold on to me, don't hold on to me. I'll hold on to you, hold on to what I've lost. Don't hold on to me, don't hold on to me. I'll hold on to you, hold on to what I've lost. Don't hold on to me, don't hold on to me. Gave my life over to a schedule plan, and familiar faces all tucked away inside this star-studded sand, filled up with everything that could have been. Filled up with everything that could have been.
Wow, that was really good.
That's
Definitely, my favorite song you've written. Definitely.
For those of you that don't know, me and Shea released an EP last year with a lot of music that Shea wrote.
Right.
Yeah, what's up?
We're releasing another one this year.
We're releasing another one, and I like that song a lot.
Yeah,
that song
that's
will
so
be on
good.
there. Thank you.
There's so much
I find that
passion. I feel like you kind of put in there. I love the lyrics. The lyrics are so good.
I've always been envious of your lyrics a little bit, because I think that you have a great way with words. So.
Oh,
Gonna say that myself.
too kind.
I think that I really like that a lot. I think
The lyrics
I definitely hear the
as so satisfied.
They're close. They're close. I hear a lot of Pine Grove in it though. But
Pine Grove does write a lot in 6/8, which is what that is in.
You love your 6/8.
Yeah.
You know what I find though? I've never thought your music sounded like this, but that song reminded me a lot of Coldplay. That song felt a lot like Clocks or Viva La Vida, the way it built. I felt like it built very nicely.
I appreciate that.
It was like a solid progression, and then it
compliment.
when you get to the chorus, it's like going all out. It's awesome. You should definitely record that or something and produce it, because that would be so cool.
Maybe we'll go back to Jordan B. Mitchell.
we might have to go back to Jordan B. Mitchell.
He did a great job.
He did do a great job, and then we'll get a little okay go drummer.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Shea, you wanna
hook us up?
We don't have much time left, but before you go, do you want to share a little bit about maybe how you write and what your process is?
Yeah. I think for me, it always happens at very unexpected times. And it's kind of like two roads have to intersect at the same time. One, I'm kind of having a really passionate and inspired musical moment where I'll just be either messing around or just playing around with different chords and just get lost in it to the point where I'm not thinking about it at all, not even thinking about writing a song or anything. And then that kind of has to intersect with me thinking about a certain thing really deeply or feeling an emotion really deeply at a given time. And when those things happen, I can kind of it just kind of clicks, and I can connect that emotion
Right.
to the whatever progression and or chords I've written. And from there, I always write my music first, and kind of get a melody going in my head. And from there, but I have the feeling of what I want to write about beforehand. And then from there, I take that big picture kind of emotion, and break it down into lyrics.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
And you're since you're writing in these passionate moments, do you feel a release when you write these songs, when you perform them? Like, does it feel therapeutic in a way, or is it?
Oh, for sure.
song?
I'm never as lost in myself and disconnected from reality as when I'm either performing or writing.
Yeah.
But it can't ever be forced. Trying to write when it's forced is one of the most painful things, because
Right.
then
It is.
there's a lot of self-doubt, and
Mm-hmm.
and there's not that flow that you need. But it's definitely a huge release.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Definitely.
So do you have anything else you want to say? Before we end it off?
I just want to say, I don't know. Everyone, take care of yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. I feel like a lot of people think that now that they have all this free time that they need to like do something crazy with their life.
Yeah.
But you don't need to do that. You just got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Do you think? Yeah. Like, this is something I was talking about with my mom. I mentioned it in a different episode. But do you feel that like what we had before, in a way, wasn't normal? People are saying they want us to return to the normal, right? Do you think that this crisis has made people realize that what we had before maybe wasn't as normal as we thought it would be, like not appreciating moments with other people as much as we could have, or not appreciating being around other people? Do you think that it'll make people appreciate others more, and maybe we start a new normal where we like are able to connect with each other more?
I think that's a very loaded question, and
yeah, it's loaded.
My simple answer would be no, just because there's so many flaws rooted in the way that our society functions.
Right.
That go all the way from like government to things that have been implanted in our brains from when we were children on an individual level. But I think I don't know if we need to even look at it on like a huge scale, because I think the important thing is that I think it can definitely make a time like this can definitely make a huge impact on individuals, and make them realize that they should care about certain things more, maybe care about other things a lot less.
Yep.
And they can use that as they move on past this to hopefully just be a little bit happier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Totally.
right. So on that note, so we end off these podcasts by saying adios, senor. So
we're going
we'll
to say it
count
on three.
On three. Okay.
Dempsey's going to count it off.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Adios,
Adios, senor.
Senor.